to the brick from Hamilton's. I'll just look at it.
Hey everybody, I've got another story for you. So when I lived in North Carolina, we had brick stairs leading up to our front door. And one of the bricks on the corner was missing. And every time you walked up to the porch, you would see that brick was missing. So my mom, after years of having to look at that stupid missing brick, she decided to replace it. Which is actually way harder than it sounds, because our house was old and they didn't make that kind of brick anymore. However, we had one more corner brick that didn't have holes in it that my mom could use to replace it. Anyways, the point is she spent a ton of time adding a brick to the stairs. We were going to go to the pool that day, so my mom left the sledgehammer that she had been using to chip off the old mortar so that she could put the new brick in, and she went inside and told me, my little brother, and his two friends to go outside to the car. We walked outside and I noticed the brick. I had been living in that house for years, and I was used to there being a brick missing. This new brick looked so strange to me, and I felt like it didn't belong. So, the obvious next step in my stupid idiot little head was, that brick doesn't belong. I should smash it with this sledgehammer. So, I completely destroyed it. So then me, my brother, and his two friends got into the car. A little while later, my mom and dad walked out, and my mom saw that hours and hours of work and years of trying to find the right brick had just been destroyed. And let me just tell you something. Everyone has a scary parent. Most people say it's usually the dad, but oh no, definitely not. My mom is horrifying when she's mad. My dad's not nearly as scary. So my mom was so mad, and she obviously knew that it was... And boom! Instant betrayal. All three of them turned and pointed to me. I remember thinking, this is the end. Because the honest truth was I wasn't thinking at all. And I just sat there shaking like an idiot and waited for my approaching demise. My mom turned and chucked the sledgehammer across our entire yard and onto the neighbor's yard. Obviously, since I lived to make this video, you can tell that I wasn't destroyed that day. But it cost my mom a ton of work, and I still feel so bad about it.
Okay, maybe not.
Fight fleas and ticks with Seresto. 8 months continuous protection against fleas and ticks. It's effective and vet recommended. Seresto.
Hi, I'm Bryson, and I'm 19 now, and I drive a car. Wow, your voice is so high, and you look so young. There's no way you're 19. Since everyone ever thinks I'm not actually as old as I say I am, I'm gonna prove you all wrong. By driving this car. Ow! So guys, now you can finally stop denying that I'm actually as old as I say I am. And... Oh, shoot.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
You look a little too young to be driving. I need to see your driver's license.
No.
Hey!
Officer, please! I was breaking the law. Ironically, you don't understand. Anyway, I'm Bryson, and I don't like driving. Driving is scary. I just wish I could teleport. But I guess we're all still stuck with cars, and with that comes some funny stories. So, let's get into it. Soon after I got my license, I was looking forward to the opportunity of my first honk. However, no drivers around me had made any serious transgressions, so I hadn't had the opportunity to use my car horn at all. And I couldn't have just honked at nothing because I looked it up and it's actually illegal to honk for no reason. Watch.
Put your hands up!
No. Anyway, me and my mom were in the car together waiting for the light. The light turned green, but the person in front of me wasn't moving. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. I can finally honk at someone. Here I go. He wasn't going. You stole my first honk! I was devastated, but I came up with a way to enact revenge. What? You? This other time, me and my brother and some friends were going to a trampoline park to jump around. Brody drove us over there, and we had to sign these waivers. So I start signing the waiver when a lady working there says, "Honey, you need your mommy to sign that." I'm 18. You're not 18. I am 18. You're not 18.
I can prove it by giving.
Look, I get it. That lady was just doing her job. Kids probably try and lie about their age all the time at that place. But you gotta understand how frustrating it is for me to hear people denying my age all the time. And the condescending and rude tone she used was not appreciated. Since I forgot my license at home, Brody said, "Here's my keys. Go drive home and get your license. We're gonna jump without you. Haha, sucks for you." My friend Kira came with me because she's nice, and she listened to me rant about how rude that lady was in the car. Good thing I didn't get pulled over because I wouldn't have had my license. I'm gonna need to see your license and registration. This is my brother's car, and I don't have my license, so no. Anyways, I got my license, drove back, and shoved it in that lady's face, and I got to jump with my friends. However, as we walked out to the car, we found out that in my passionate ranting about the rude lady, I had left the keys in the ignition, leaving the car unlocked and running. Maybe I shouldn't be allowed to drive a car. This other time, I was driving down a straight road, just vibing, when I saw someone in front of me pull up, waiting to turn left. For those of you who don't know how a left turn works, you have to yield to the traffic in the road until there's a big enough gap for you to turn left. So, I had the right of way, so I kept driving. Then the guy tried to sneak out into my lane, expecting me to stop for him. When I didn't stop, he hit his brakes, yelled angrily, and had the audacity to honk his horn at me. And I can honestly say, it's one of the biggest regrets of my life that I didn't honk back. I should have been like, "Don't you honk your horn at me. You're turning left, broski, so if I were you, I would yield." Learn traffic laws, you gremlin. Hey, you're under arrest for destroying that guy's car. No. Hey guys, it's me, Bryson. Subscribe and follow my
Actually, I think
Instagram,
we'll
my
react to
Twitter.
3 videos today.
Introducing new sweet and savory crepes. Whether you like the flavor of cinnamon bun after sunset,
Life is good and needs to be cherished.
No,
All
forget
these
about that.
stories actually took place in North Carolina between the ages of 4 and 9. And after that, I never almost died again. Never almost died again. So I guess I was just wildin' for those 5 years before I chilled out. So there me and my family were watching a movie together. We had just recently moved in, and I was laying down on the ground in front of the giant cabinet that held our VHS and DVDs. This cabinet was very tall and wide, but kind of skinny. It was also on carpeted floor, meaning it was a little bit shaky. Our solution for this was bolting it into the wall. But we had not bolted it in yet because, I don't know if you know this, but there are actually a lot of other things that have to be done when moving into a house. And bolting the cabinet into the wall is not the top of the list. It's right below feeding the children and giving them a place to sleep. And keep in mind, they were not getting any help from me because I was 4. If anything, I was messing everything up. Anyways, as I was laying down, I was grabbing the bottom of the shelf and opening and closing it with my feet. My mom, who was folding everyone's laundry, said, "Bryson, don't do that. The cabinet could fall. It isn't bolted in yet." No, thought little Bryson. I will not stop. Whoa. Hey, Bryson, you good? No, that didn't happen. I mean, the shelf did fall, but there's a twist. As Mom was folding laundry, she had subconsciously placed the baskets around me in such a way that when the cabinet fell, the baskets caught it, saving me. But I totally thought that I had died, because when the cabinet fell, it created a big gust of wind, and the doors opened, and all the CDs fell onto me, making more wind rush past my face. I thought that this wind was the sensation of my soul flying up to heaven. Are you okay?
Okay, don't laugh.
Is he dead? Am I dead? Oh,
Brody,
he's not dead.
please don't
Brody,
ask
stop.
that.
So this other time, Kyle, who was engaged to my sister at the time, dared me to stand on his hands so he could lift me all the way up because fun. He was older, therefore all-knowing, so I said okay. So Kyle, who was like 6 feet tall, lifted little 4-foot Bryson up. His arms were fully extended, which added like an extra 2 feet. So my head was 12 feet in the air. And to a 9-year-old, that's basically in space. Anyways, as I'm up there, I lose my balance. I tried to use the wall to stabilize myself, but I failed instantly, and I fell down head first. Kyle watched me falling to my death and activated his marine powers to catch me by the ankle. And I kid you not, there were 6 inches of clearance between the floor and my head. Had Kyle been 1 second later, I would have totally died. Kyle later told me that as I was falling, he thought, I can't enter the family like this. Hey guys, I'm so excited to finally marry Brittany and be part of the family. I love you guys so much. So anyway, I killed Bryson. Nice. Brody, stop. This next story is the real reason I made this video, because it was the most dangerous. You could argue that I would have survived the other 2 stories. That cabinet would only have broken a few bones. Or, you could survive falling 12 feet directly onto your head. Maybe. But this next story is the real deal. I would 100% have died. Cool. Brody! Stop. Mom and Dad weren't home and it was raining outside. My brother Braden must have been bored, so he told me to come with him across the street because...
Don't forget about the on the back.
Anyway, we crossed the street in the rain when all of a sudden, lightning struck nearby. The sound shattered the air and shook me to the core. I was only like 5, so this really scared me. I started crying and running back to the house. I ran to the middle of the road when suddenly my foot planted to the ground and I froze where I was. Right then, a car sped right in front of me. I was shocked, but I unfroze and ran into the safety of the house. I watched through a window as a very scared Braden walked back to the house. He had watched me almost die after all. Just then, the car that almost hit me pulled in front of him, and the lady driving the car scolded Braden and yelled at him for my mistake, which was super rude because 1, it wasn't Braden's fault, and 2, that lady was the one going way over the speed limit in a neighborhood. Braden came back to the house, and things started to calm down, but I started to think about what had just happened. Then the thought occurred, why had I stopped? I was running to the house and I hadn't seen the car, and I had no intention of stopping. It felt like I had been stopped, and I stayed there for a solid second, and had I continued running in that second, the car would have totally hit me. So the question remains, was I stopped by some guardian angel, or was it just luck? I don't know, but whatever it was, I'm glad I'm not dead. Yet. Several Brysons were almost...
Okay, that's all. Goodbye.